Guys, you want head-turning fragrances? Something that's going to get you compliments every single time? In reality, that's not how it works, but these are 5 of my most complimented and quote-unquote head-turning Lattafa fragrances to date. So stay tuned. So guys, if you're new to the channel, my name is Rocco and this is Enter the Fragrance. We're across all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and here on YouTube. If you love fragrance, perfume, cologne related content, please slap that subscribe button. It does help the channel grow and us as a community grow together. However, the first Lattafa we're gonna get into, now this is debatable whether it's a summer or a winter fragrance, it doesn't matter, but it shines in both seasons because of the cinnamon vibe that it offers with a touch of pineapple. And that's Lattafa's Honor and Glory. Yes, Honor and Glory by Lattafa, definitely a statement maker fragrance. Now, like I said, it's going to have that pineapple, creamy, almost like a pineapple cakey dessert vibe. Fantastic stuff. Now, go light on the trigger on this one. This one in particular, I've done 4 or 5 sprays, and the sillage scent trail is fantastic. So, with that being said, definitely a head-turning fragrance. If you go heavier on the sprays, you will be noticed. But whether I did 3 sprays or 8 sprays, on my skin, it kind of does the same thing, does the trick every time. Makes people turn around and ask, hey, what are you wearing? Where can I pick that up? Awesome juice. And again, for a statement maker piece, Lattafa's Honor and Glory. So this one I talk about quite a lot on all platforms because from my understanding, it's an original creation. Now, it could be an alternative for something else, but it's got plum in it, and plum is one of my favorite notes of all time. It's more of a plum liqueur, and this one also does feature notes of cinnamon, but this is the newest release, one of the newest releases from Lattafa, and that is Lattafa's Teriaq Intense. Yes, Teriaq Intense. This is a statement maker. Now, this lasts 10 plus hours on my skin. I'm not even going to spray it in the room because it's a beast. Beast mode projection, beast mode sillage. It's going to last all day long on skin, on clothes. And if you like that tart plum, deep ambery vanilla with a touch of cinnamon vibe, this is a must-have, must-own. Don't recommend wearing this in the high heat. Neither do I recommend wearing it in spring. It's more of a fall-winter fragrance. Go light on the sprays. I did 6 sprays of this and got a terrible headache from it, but 3 seems to be the sweet spot with this fragrance, and it's a fantastic release. Love the presentation. Definitely a head-turning fragrance from the house of Lattafa. And again, that is Teriaq Intense by Lattafa. Now, we're going to back up to the BeautyHouse line from Lattafa. It's one of my favorite lines from the house because a lot of them are really good. They last long. Pretty much you can wear them any season. Now, I believe this is an alternative to Kayali's Juicy Eden Apple, if I'm not mistaken, but I like this one a lot better. And that's going to be Lattafa's BeautyHouse Sublime. Yes, Sublime. What a name. It is definitely a Sublime fragrance. It's going to have some apple, some lychee. Another great performing fragrance. Just so clean, soapy clean, fresh, with almost a touch of rose, and then that crisp apple lychee off the top really makes this an elegant fragrance. Smells higher quality than the price point. Again, all these Lattafas you can find for about that $30 price range, but 8 hours longevity, great sillage, great projection, definitely a head-turning fragrance. I've gotten stopped many times asking what I was wearing with this fragrance. Many times, more than I could count. But that's my experience. It doesn't necessarily mean you will have the same experience, but head-turning compliment getter, for me, for sure. And again, that's Lattafa's Sublime. Now we're going to talk about another newer, well, it came out this year, I believe, in 2025. maybe the end of 2024. There's so many new releases, I forget when they come out. But this is kind of a mix of Azar All the Most Wanted with Born in Roma. Just a fantastic overall fragrance. And every fragrance from this line lasts 8+ hours on my skin. And that fragrance we're talking about today is Asad Bourbon. Yes, Asad Bourbon. Like I said, you're going to kind of get that lavender from the Born in Roma line, the vanilla. Just, it's a fresh, warm, spicy, aromatic fragrance. Awesome stuff in the air. Awesome. My atomizer's terrible on mine. I don't know why, but definitely compliment getting, alluring, attractive. And I've worn this probably about a handful of times, whether it's around the house or out and about running errands or at work. And I've gotten stopped at work asking, what are you wearing? The Central, the projection, beast mode on this fragrance. Again, we're talking about head turners from the house of Lattafa. This is definitely one you got to get your nose on. And again, that's Lattafa's Asad Bourbon. Now, this next one, some people are going to say it leans feminine. I wear it. I've worn it a ton. It's fantastic. Now, why people say that is because it gets comparisons to Burberry Goddess. And funny story about Burberry Goddess, I was at a local, it was either a Marshall's, not a Marshall's, a Macy's. It was one big retailer, and before I knew Burberry Goddess came out, it was in the men's section. I sprayed it on a strip. I'm like, this is amazing. Oh, that's a women's fragrance, they tell me. I'm like, okay. But that fragrance today we're talking about is Lattafa's Angham. Yes, beautiful presentation, huge dent in this bottle. But again, lavender plays a big role in a lot of their fragrances. Lavender, vanilla. There's a slight cocoa vibe, not crazy. You're not going to pick up like chocolate from this, but definitely a long-lasting, head-turning fragrance. I get 8+ hours with this. Great sillage and centrale on this. I've gotten asked a few times, what are you wearing? Women, men, anybody could rock this fragrance. So sexy, so alluring. It's just warm, inviting, and it opens up the conversation of, hey, you smell great. What are you wearing? Again, a head-turning fragrance from the house of Lattafa, and that's Lattafa's Angham. Now, people are mixed on this fragrance for some reason. They either love it, they don't like it, they say it smells synthetic, they say it smells nothing like the original. Very polarizing lately. And in my opinion, I've talked about this on the channel many times, I like this better than the OG DNA. It adds some more spice to it, and you really pick up that lime accord. And the fragrance we're talking about, but it works for me, and I love the wearing experience. And that's Lattafa's Mahir Legacy Silver. Yes, the silver, not the black edition. Black edition is probably one of the worst fragrances I've ever smelt, but that's another story for another time. This is fantastic. Like I said, you get that lime, that zestiness, that spiciness. Just a classic masculine everyday fragrance. Now, for some reason, my bottle, I get 8+ hours on skin. A lot of people can't say the same thing. I don't know why, but this is a very long-lasting fragrance. Great projection for the first couple hours. I mean, beast mode. I've gone 4 or 5 sprays. People could smell me from across the room. But a staple in my collection, backup bottle worthy for me, and one of the best beast mode fragrances from Lattafa, in my opinion. And again, that's Lattafa's Mahir Legacy Silver Fingerprint Magnet. So guys, in my opinion, those are the best head-turning fragrances for anyone to wear anytime, any situation, and it's worked for me. I enjoy the wearing experience, so I'm just passing my recommendations to you guys. But if you enjoyed today's video, again, slap that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below your most complimented Lattafa fragrance. I'm curious to see because I've never tried them all. I have quite a vast collection of Lattafas, but I'm curious. I'm curious to know what you guys are rocking. And as always, stay clean, stay fresh, and remember, the world is yours. We'll talk soon, guys.